Hello and welcome to episode 44 of the DissContent podcast. I'm Aditya Khanna, and this week's episode we discuss Mank. In fact, this week's episode is just a continuation of last week's episode on Tenet. We just sort of split them up. There are no spoilers for Mank in this episode. There are spoilers for Citizen Kane, but considering that the film has been out for more than 60 years, you should have watched it by now. So uh, do check out this episode even if you have not seen Mank yet, and I would highly recommend that you do. An additional note, on our YouTube channel, we're going to be putting out a new short film very soon. And apart from that, in the past couple of months, we've put out a film analysis video and a history animated video. So please do check that out on our YouTube channel, which is DissContent. If you're listening to this on Spotify or SoundCloud, you can go to our YouTube channel. It'll be in the description of the show notes. And while you're there, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out. And once again, if you want to join our Discontent Podcast WhatsApp group, please message us on Instagram on Discontent. That's DISS underscore content. And I will add you to the group. Thank you, and I'll let you listen to the episode.
तो शुरू करते हैं yeah. All right, so that was Christopher Nolan's fabulous movie Tenet. Watch it, don't watch it. I'd say don't watch it. I think Bharat would say watch it, and Himangshu would say steal it from a theater or something. So yeah, moving on to a much more superior, and I would
Yeah,
bet my dollar on it, much more complex film than Tenet, which is Mank
yeah,
by David Fincher. And I'll start up on this one because I have
yeah.
freshly seen it. I like, in fact, 5 minutes before we started recording this podcast, I finished watching Mank,
Nice.
and I okay, I just got to preface this by I'm also a screenwriter. I think Bharat also functions like as a
Yeah,
screenwriter. Himanshu also makes movies. So we do have that bias, and I know how much movie people like movies about movies.
yeah,
So that's like our biggest cause for hard-ons. So it's like I have that bias in the sense of I can connect with it obviously immediately because it's somebody doing your job on screen. But I do feel that Mank is a fabulous depiction of how deception works. That's my like one thing that I got that the film really got right, which is deception. How people deceive. How the magic of the movies. I One of my favorite dialogue. I think going from terrible dialogue, it was great to come to great dialogue in
yeah.
Mank, which was like really snappy, really quick moving, and with no
Very.
with Fincher's editing and shooting style, it is just elevates it. So that dialogue where Mayor tells him in the beginning where he says the
Yeah,
movies, the magic of the movies is that the one who owns it, the one who
exactly.
buys it only takes a memory,
Yeah.
and the one
Everything that
who's
you pay for
yeah
remains
remains owned by the guy who made it. So
yeah.
you never buy anything
That's very
actually.
interesting.
it's
That's very
such
interesting.
a it's such a weird take on cinema, that
Yeah,
I'd never thought. It reinvigorates, I feel, your love for movies,
that's true.
a movie like Mank. And to me, I think why deception for me that it got that theme bang on was that that dialogue which Mank has in the movie with Gary Oldman, which by the way, of course, it's Gary Oldman, but uh, he says that you can't capture a man's life in or a person's life in 2 hours. You can only show glimpses
Glimpses.
to
Yeah,
show what the person was really about. You can't
yeah.
always be so.
Dude,
And
that's sorry,
yeah,
just to cut you in
right, right,
between.
right.
Uh, Quentin Tarantino has a very similar uh, quote
Hmm.
on biography films or film biopics.
Biopics.
He says that I would never want to watch or make a film which tries
Hmm.
to capture the entire
Everything.
life.
Yeah.
Like I would be more interested in a single moment in this person's life, like
Exactly.
a conversation he had with somebody drunk at night. That's a film he'd watch or make,
Right.
which
Right. Right.
which is so true, right? Which is so
Yeah, because you cannot expect to do justice to a human being like that, right? You're not writing
exactly.
a 1,000 page book. You're writing a 2 hour film, which has got to also hook people
Correct.
constantly. So I mean the deception that I was talking about was in the sense that how a screenwriter's job is to deceive the audience when they come in into a movie theater to, because they suspend disbelief. Again, another great dialogue where he says that, we have a very heavy responsibility because we get people when you can sort of mold them because they've come without judgment. So I just felt like the depiction of screenwriting as an art, which is different from writing,
Mm.
because writing for the screen is something that you've got to take a lot, as all of us know, you got to take a lot more into account. Because in regular writing, everything happens in the imagination. In screenwriting, everything has got to happen physically. So,
Yeah.
I do think that they showed that part of it and how people pick up influences from their lives, how people, when you're writing something, how you want to include, how you're sort of what do you call it, like your radar is always on, because that's how they showed this guy, right? I'm not
Yeah.
even getting to the politics part of it and all of that. I want to come to after you guys, but just my basic, this thing is, I think the film got deception as a art form in context of screenwriting and cinema perfect. And I think it's like one of the best depictions I've seen of, you know like someone doing art, or how something great is created in terms of art. I think it's one of the
Mm.
finer films to do that.
Correct. Correct.
Like for example, Amadeus was, like, in that, I would put it in that sort of
Category.
class. Yeah. So yeah, anyone else, go ahead.
So I'll tell you, I was reading some reviews of this
Hmm.
film, and I hadn't made up my mind. So I was trying to figure out what people are talking about the film,
Hmm.
and it turns out a lot of people are calling it his worst film, David Fincher's worst film. And I was,
What?
yeah, I was also surprised by the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it turns out it's because Citizen Kane is such an old film,
Hmm.
and a lot of people have maybe not revisited it. Maybe there is some sort of a, a क्या हो गया? It's not like Shining का sequel नहीं बन रहा ना.
Right.
But so
शाइनिंग का सीक्वल बन गया by the way.
हाँ हाँ, I know, that's what
बहुत
I'm
ही
saying.
कचरा मूवी थी वो, डॉक्टर स्लीप, कोई भी प्लीज मत देखना.
I
सॉरी.
saw it. I saw it.
हाँ.
Okay, so I don't know what the problem is or what people are calling it. Not accessible, or his least accessible movie, which
I
I
would
thought.
say it is true. I think that too.
Least accessible doesn't mean worst
Bad,
film.
yeah. That
No, no, it
translation
doesn't.
is bad, but yeah,
Yeah,
I would say it's not damn accessible, dude. You guys have seen Citizen Kane, right? We saw it
Yeah.
in
yeah,
college, and I
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it like a month before college, and then they showed it to us in college as well. So
hmm.
like, I remember the film like pretty popular, like
Yeah. So I'll
properly.
Same.
tell you, if I can pin down what happened here. Okay,
Hmm.
this film, man, is quite vast. So
Right.
there is something that has happened that we are yet to understand properly because it's just come out, right?
Hmm.
So
Mm.
the film Citizen Kane is a biopic about a guy
Yeah.
whom nobody understood. And this
Hmm.
one dude is trying to figure out that guy's
Right.
life, right? So you find out characters and you take interviews of characters who met
Yes.
Hmm.
that Citizen Kane while he was alive,
Yes.
Right.
and who met him when he was young, and then who
Hmm.
met him, and the same person probably met
In
him when,
glimpses,
yeah.
in different parts of his
So
life. Yeah.
it's almost like a series of events, series of
Hmm.
characters and talking about their own short films
Right.
in some
Yes.
sense,
Yes.
right? So Mank, the biopic about the writer, is made in the same
Yeah.
format.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
They've done the
Exactly.
same thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing of Mank. No, that they've shot it also, lit it also like that. They've edited also like that. Like they've maintained the whole narrative
Whole thing.
structure is based on Citizen Kane. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I also, if you have completed your point, I'll wait for you to
No,
complete.
no, no, carry on.
I basically felt like what I felt like what I felt. I felt the same way as I did while I was watching
शब्द नहीं निकल पा रहे.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
हाँ.
क्योंकि ऐसा ही था उस टाइम का जिस टाइम को वो डिपिक्ट कर रहा है ऐसा मुझे लगा कि आई नो दीज कैरेक्टर्स आई वुड लाइक टू लिव इन
Hmm.
दिस वर्ल्ड इट वाज सच अ लिव्ड इन सो नाइसली कंस्ट्रक्टेड वर्ल्ड दैट आई फेल्ट लाइक अरे ये तो लाइक बाय द एंड ऑफ द फिल्म आई एम श्योर अभी तक एंड नहीं किया मैंने बट
हाँ.
like and the character of Mank also is so vast not just in terms of like as a like a life lived big,
So
but just the kind of people, everybody he meets, every scene that he is part of, he's such a different or such a unique character. I felt that that was done so beautifully. It's such a rich, like the texture of the film is so rich
Hmm.
कि वो एक real world type का ही लग रहा है मुझे तो.
There's no scene wasted, I feel, in the
There is,
film.
yeah,
Everything, and it's not wasted. By that I don't mean that every scene is contributing to a larger story, but every moment in the film is doing something.
correct.
It's adding a little bit, if not much, if not a heavy plot. It's adding something. It's telling you more
Yes,
about the world at large and about this guy trying to find his place in
correct.
all of it.
so Aditya, when you initially said, uh,
Hmm.
do you think the theme of Mank is
Hmm.
betrayal?
I mean, you could say. I mean, I said deception because I was trying to connect it to the movies and not so
Mm,
much the character on itself by himself, but to the movies and how the art that he practices is in itself a deception, or you can even call it a betrayal. I mean, they're very close synonyms, I feel,
No, so
in
the
some ways.
Mank,
Yeah.
Mank, the character, what he does is he writes something against his old boss. The film Citizen
Right.
Kane
Right.
is a betrayal, right? The
Right.
whole.
Right.
mm,
Right.
So, what I found interesting was that to Mank, it's not betrayal.
it's not.
Hmm.
It's him telling his best story,
Right.
and to everybody else, it's a betrayal.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's. I would like to just jump on that point because there's something I forgot to mention in the beginning that I want to, which is that the also this movie also gets one factor of a writer very well, which is cruelty, because you know, in the beginning there's that line which is you only writers write what they know, and then he says I
I don't
haven't
know.
met that writer, that
Yeah,
writer, you know. So but it's true, you never want to reveal it, but you always write a twisted version of people you met or of
yeah.
situations you've been in, even if they're not nothing to do with you or in your context. You contextualize it and you disguise it, and it is betrayal in that sense that every film that actually that you write is a sense you're describing people, and you start describing people, it gets awkward, right? Because and I know Bharat has not seen the full film, but towards the end there is, I don't want to, without revealing much, there is a scene which in my view is the best scene in the film, when it's like a sort of crescendo kind of moment, and in that scene he sort of starts describing and sort of
Mm,
starts being brutal as only a writer can be. And the
mm,
next scene is even more interesting, which I can't talk about because it would kind of give a lot away. But basically, it's about, I'll just give a little something, which is that Charles Dance, who plays William Randolph Hearst, kind of
mm,
describes the writer also. And I really kind of enjoyed that little joust in that sense,
nice.
between a realist and a sort of guy who lives in his head. Like,
Mm,
that was very cool, I thought.
yeah,
I personally loved the moments when
Hmm.
Orson Welles comes into the movie,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
and Bharat has not seen the last
Yeah, he hasn't. He
scene,
doesn't know what's about to happen. Yeah,
and it's quite different. It's very nice. You
yeah.
need to see it.
Another thing,
Also, I did not know. Also, I did not know that
Hmm.
Orson Welles was so young. He
Yeah,
was
I
like,
was
what?
just,
24.
I was just gonna mention this. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just gonna say this, that Orson Welles was 24 when he got the chance to write, direct, and act in
the best film ever.
Citizen Kane. I wouldn't call it the. I don't believe in these superlatives, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it's a great film for the Hollywood
yeah.
like era, like sort of legacy.
It was
It's
a
definitely.
blockbuster, na. The thing is, before
Hmm.
that, movies were all B grade, and after that, people started making it a literary affair.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
think
what
It
it
was
Citizen.
is.
no longer
Yeah.
like just B profession
Yeah,
types.
because until then I think it was either you were like these Italian French filmmakers who sort of just fuck with your head the entire time, or you're like full on Hollywood, like writing a with cigar in mouth, like she, like that kind of a
Yeah,
gangster
Yes.
character or something. This guy sort of came in like, oh, you don't have to be like full
yeah,
on Kamu, but you don't have to be full on David Dhawan also.
yeah.
Like you can have like a
Be
space
somewhere in the middle.
which is big and in the middle, which today is actually, I would say, the most dominant uh,
Correct.
sort
I'll
of
tell
space
you
in cinema.
why. what's weird about this movie to me is that it's made by David Fincher. Like had the
Hmm.
name David Fincher not accompanied the movie, I would have liked the movie, but have not thought too deeply about it. But when this guy makes this movie,
Hmm.
and the reason because I've seen a lot of David Fincher movies, and I've seen how he shoots a scene, right?
Right.
And he is very particular about everything. Okay, and for this film, he used none of that. He
Hmm.
did not use those tracking shots or whatever shots he's used. He tried to really stay away from everything. He tried
Right.
to shoot it the way Citizen Kane was shot.
Hmm.
He tried to light it that way. Tried to make.
Yeah,
He got the whole look of
He
that, and
got
I
it,
think
man.
he
He
got
got
it.
it right.
But I also think it's perhaps because this is his most emotional film in a way because it's written by his dad.
hmm,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Hmm.
I actually saw in the
Yeah.
beginning. I was like Fincher, and I got damn sad. I was like, इसके बच्चे से लिखवा लिया होगा ऐसा कुछ. And then I realized उसका बाप ने लिखा है.
Or in
So,
fact, that is why like he's been wanting to make this film ever since it
hmm.
was written. I think in the late 90s. This
Okay.
guy, yeah, his
Because he
dad,
passed away, I think, a
he
while
passed
back.
away.
Yeah.
So I think it's also the most personal of his films.
Perhaps, yeah.
That could be the reason.
Also, has Fincher made movies about movies yet? Like any other?
Not really. I don't think so.
Right? I don't think there has been any film about. So I do think filmmakers kind of um really put a lot of their weight into when they make movies about, because there's a lot of it automatically becomes personal, either to like his
Yeah,
own father wrote it, so
yeah.
it's got to be. But yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I personally, just to add a couple of things about Mank also, I loved her performance. I forget the actor's name. The
Amanda.
one, yeah,
The
the one who plays this one, yeah. Mm,
the Star
Davies.
Kid.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
the
Davies,
Star Kid.
Davies, Marion Davies.
Marion Davis. Yeah,
Yeah.
Amanda
she's very
Seyfried.
good.
Yeah, her. I really liked her performance, and I really like, uh generally, as a film goes in terms of narrative wise, I thought they got that, the mental space of a recovering alcoholic kind of really well, because the film also just meanders between past and present a lot better than Tenet, I might add. And it does it very effortlessly. It does
Hmm.
it without it feeling jarring. Like Himanshu was saying, that because it's the same narrative structure as Citizen Kane, they're showing you bits and pieces of
Hmm.
Mank's life, and they never really go after his Rosebud particularly. Like they
Hmm.
Hmm.
like they don't do, because I feel like that was kind of the intention over here was more to just show how us. I genuinely feel this, that the intention over here was primarily to show how a film is written. Like the films, the basic this thing was to how a film is written, and I keep coming back to that because it is done
Yeah.
so well. I feel like just picking up things, because I could resonate a lot with it. Just as a
Hmm.
screenwriter, you can resonate a lot with it.
There's another point that I want to make. I
Hmm.
again have not finished the film, so I cannot speak for the whole film. But
Right.
as far as I've seen it, there are a lot of very interesting relationships in the film.
Hmm.
One obviously between Mank and his wife,
Right.
and it's actually very compassionate and it's very secure.
Hmm.
It's a very
Yeah.
secure relationship, and one of the key moments which shows this, a couple of key moments, but there is one moment where this Marion Davis, she walks away, she storms out.
Yeah. 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 And she says, "Go
She
after
says,
her."
just
Yeah.
go after her.
Yeah.
And another point, when I think a couple of points in the movie, either at one point he
Hmm.
asks her, and at one point she asks him,
Why do I
Why
love
do you
you and
put
why
why
up
do you
do
with
I
love
put
me?
up with
Yeah.
why do I
Yeah.
put up with you? And it's a tender, because it both times I think it's unanswered. It
Hmm.
is not answered because there need not be an answer.
Right. Right. Right.
That's a very interesting relationship. Again, the
You.
relationship between him and his brother. It's very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I
I don't
think,
want to reveal anything, but you
Yeah.
haven't seen the best scene with him and his
Okay.
wife yet.
Okay.
yeah.
There is
Fair.
one
I
that
think
comes up as well. Yeah.
so. Citizen Kane's the reason why Citizen Kane was people the guy who works under Mank,
Hmm.
he told him that it's all over the place, right? And that was
Yeah. Yeah.
one issue that the studios had with the writing of Citizen Kane, that it's not it's open ended. Rosebud is not a definitive answer to anything.
Right.
Like,
No, it is. It
It is
was
a
a
sled,
sled.
right?
yeah, it is a sled. We know that, but it's
Hmm.
the sled symbolizes his childhood. We can know that also. But
Hmm.
even then, you can never
Be
claim
sure.
to know Citizen Kane. You can never
Mhm.
claim to know him as a
That's
Hmm.
the
person.
point of the movie, right?
Like
That,
any,
yeah, yeah. That's the thing.
so,
You can't capture a man's life, and
and I think that is exactly, if if this is, it's kind of a spoiler, but with this biopic, even though there is no rosebud, there is no symbol as such, but the
Mm-hmm.
idea is the same, that a human being is enigmatic and you
Correct.
can't
hmm.
try this. You
A
can't.
human being is too interesting for it to be all narrowed down to one object or one thing
Yeah.
that they all obsessed over.
Correct.
Also, to quote Logan Roy, Rosebud is a dollar bill. Anyway,
Yeah.
over here maybe I could just put that I could like cut to a clip of Logan Roy
Yeah.
saying Rosebud is a dollar bill.
Tolerable.
Himangshu कुत्ते देखा गया सक्सेशन
देख ले
अभी तक?
यार, देख ले, बहुत अच्छा है.
Succession reference again.
हाँ हाँ.
Ah, in that Logan Roy is like this billionaire, right? He's like this massive head of this massive empire, and his kids are like trying to figure out him and emotionally and all that is happening. And he just as he says it, he's like Rosebud is a dollar bill. He just gets pissed and he says that.
he's
It's damn
he's
funny.
कैसे है? He's Logan Roy. So Himanshu, Logan Roy is basically a Citizen Kane fellow
Yeah,
because
essentially.
he's the
He's
head of
also a
this.
newspaper man,
He's
by the
that's
way.
what he's a newspaper
Yeah,
man, and he owns everybody. Okay,
yeah.
but his approach is so cruel and so ruthless now,
Sinister, sinister.
sinister. It's I'm telling you, dude, Succession is very interesting.
Is
Yeah,
a topic for another day. I
yeah,
think. I think this has been good on Mank, man. I think I don't know what else to say except for just watch this movie. I would definitely recommend everyone to watch this film.
yeah,
Do watch Citizen Kane if you haven't. I do think you should make it a double feature. Watch Citizen Kane, and if you
correct.
haven't slept, then watch Mank.
Yeah.
After
Also,
that.
sorry, one more thing.
Hmm.
There is this guy is basically Mank is also shown to be this Schindler kind of guy, right?
Yeah, he saves an entire village of
Yeah,
people.
that is
Is
right.
Yeah,
that true though?
Huh? That's true.
Is it? I don't know. I
I
I
thought.
don't.
really don't know. It's
I really.
possible. It's always possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah. I thought that scene where they were the one thing I thought was written badly was the one where they were discussing Hitler.
Oh, you thought it was written badly? I thought it was
I
written.
didn't
I
I
thought it
didn't
is
think it
written
was
right.
written. I didn't think it was written very well. I didn't appreciate the humor in it. Sorry, no, I'm kidding. I'm just saying it could have like it felt very it felt
Made for
reverse.
today's times.
Yeah. Reverse survivor bias. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like survivor bias is what he would have
मतलब
said.
they're a little too
Um,
ignorant of him कि अरे छोड़ो.
yeah. Huh.
हाँ.
ऐसे थोड़ी ना- And it's very, and I'm pretty sure people were not, perhaps. Like if you've seen the Chaplin film, have you guys seen the Charlie
Yeah,
Chaplin
yeah, yeah,
film?
yeah. But
Yeah, yeah. The
isn't that a
Great
little
Dictator.
late?
In that, he meets a Nazi at the party and he refuses to shake his hand.
But I
Or
think that's a
was it
later film.
no,
This is
dude,
19.
30s
Great Dictator is made you when Hitler
during
was
World
alive.
War Two.
I know, but
Yeah,
it is made in 1940 something when Hitler was Hitler. Okay, this
yeah.
depicts a time where he is Hitler, but he's not like
A
at the
lot
peak of
before,
his.
that. Sorry, when that meeting happens between Chaplin and that Nazi fellow, that is a lot. That is around this time only, no, 35, 36, around that
Okay,
time maybe. I don't know. That was just a little grouse with it, but I allowed.
Citizen
So
Kane का
yeah,
tidbit एक है कि Citizen Kane used sound design properly
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
first time, or not for the first time, but in a good way.
in a good way.
You know,
Yes.
reverb
Citizen
and hall
Citizen Kane has one of
tone.
those first shots that I remember. It goes through a window, like, and
Hmm.
that was revolutionary because it was like, how is the camera? It was
Um,
just so large, which
Uh,
is how it traveled across like a building and then into the
mm,
window and then through that into the room, which
correct.
was great.
and all of those things are
Yeah,
there in this movie. If you hear
Yeah.
them,
yeah.
like
If
they
you,
are in the open field, you can't hear the back. You can't. There is no
Yeah.
sound effects.
I
Like,
Okay.
might actually, I really might actually, watch Citizen Kane and do another rewatch of Man because I loved the movie. I
dude, I'm
really loved
sure
the
I'll
movie.
watch Mank
Yeah,
again. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
such an
I tell you
interesting.
one detail I loved. Okay, was the time, like every scene transition
Hmm.
is पहले lights off होता है.
Like the
Ah,
old days.
that
Yeah,
is
that was
exactly
beautiful.
how they did it.
Yeah,
हाँ.
And
exactly.
in
Fade
fact,
out वैसे हो रहा था
जब
पहले.
वो flashback में जाता है,
Hmm.
I remember one guy, distinctly remember on an image level, not even on a thought level.
Hmm.
the light shutting off on one guy as he's explaining something about Citizen Kane, and then we go to a flashback, which
Hmm.
opens with the light coming on.
Right, right, right.
So that was that. Yeah.
Actually, the other thing about this movie was that the fact that he's at a ranch, it reminded me a
Yeah.
lot of those movies that we saw when we used to. It was like it was short also, like towards the end when that. Oh shit. Okay, I was about to reveal some. Sorry. So,
Mm,
like, okay, I won't reveal any spoilery stuff, but
mm,
basically he's standing at that ranch ka porch
mm.
or something. Okay,
Okay.
and with one of those women who help him. So basically he's just standing there, and I got that. You guys remember Long Day's Journey into Night,
Hmm.
and how green my valley was or
Why
whatever.
value was, yeah.
And वो दूसरी वाली भी जो गरीब होते हैं सब जब सब जिसमें जिसका नाम मैं भूल रहा हूँ, बट basically it reminded me of all those movies, like even the locations they did it like so. I feel like this is such a gamble for Fincher, because he went ham on it. Like he went full
Hmm.
on for it. He was like मैं बना रहा हूँ मूवी और मैं ऐसे ही बनाऊंगा, like I will, like and I get what Himanshu said about approachability. It's going to turn a lot of people away, I'm pretty sure. the so the friends I watched Tenet with, I told them let's make it a double feature. Let's watch Mank
Right.
as well, but they didn't want to watch it because it's black and white. And these guys hated Tenet. Okay, they were like, we hated Tenet, and they
Hmm.
wanted to like wash the taste out of our eyes after watching Tenet. But even then, like no, they were
Hmm.
not willing to watch a black and white. I think black and white alone. Plus, this is not just black and white. This is like watching, like
This is
I would
actually a
believe
very
this is like an old film.
1930s.
It
Yeah.
is fully done like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, approachability will be an issue, but if you can power through it, please do watch it. Yeah.
Really liked it. Yeah.
Any is that it for today?
Yeah. We can go for
We can call
recommendations.
it. Yeah, let's do recommendation. Anyone wanna go first?
Yeah, dude. Okay. So I have this.
You're ready with this.
No, no. I was. Yeah, I am actually.
Uh,
So there was this YouTube channel that I'd recently discovered. Guys, just I'm telling it to you guys first. Like you,
hmm.
I'm recommending it to you guys.
Huh.
It is just amazing. It is. I've been binging it. It is called.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys know about this. I think Himangshu might. It's called Atrocity Guide. Okay,
No.
Atrocity Guide. Okay, it has. I'll tell you how many subscribers. It has 287K. Okay,
That's
and
it.
it does. Yeah, and it does like these crazy deep dives into
Hmm.
weird internet shit. Okay,
Okay.
and it's very wholesome because some of these stories are very wholesome.
Hmm.
And just dude, I'll send you guys links, in fact.
Cool, cool.
And I've lost myself into these
Hmm.
videos. There are like a couple 20-30 videos, and all of these are very long. I think the
Hmm.
shortest video is around 20 minutes. So
Okay.
definitely watch
So
these.
atrocity guide on
Atrocity Guide
YouTube.
on YouTube. It's my
Yeah,
currently my favorite channel. That's all I watch all day. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I've got something to binge now. Great.
Yeah.
Himanshu, before I come to your recommendation, I want to know the answer to a question, which is, are you wearing a blazer right now?
No, no, no.
Is that a blazer? I just want, is that a regular jacket? Okay. I thought,
Regular.
I don't know why I thought that was a blazer. Anyway, what is your recommendation, Himanshu?
Yeah.
You don't have one, no?
अभी ऐसे on the spot अभी
What do you mean on the spot? We decided to record.
sorry
Like you had all the time.
go ahead ना तू बोलना तू
चल
बोलना
ठीक है, मैं बोल देता हूँ। मेरा बहुत ही फुद्दू सा ये है, क्योंकि मैं एक्चुअली नहीं, एक अच्छा है और एक बुरा है। एक अच्छा है और एक ठीक ठाक है, which is, I'll give you a good recommendation, which is, there's this great game. It's called Suzerain or Suzerain
Okay.
or something. I'll put the image over here so that you get the right spelling. You can buy it on Steam, and it's basically primarily a text-based game, and it starts from like you choose your birth. So it starts with like you choose either born in a rich family, a middle class family, or a poor family, and you have to work your way up into the head of a sort of communist government. Okay, yeah, and like a city state kind of a government, and you become the head of it eventually, and how you have to so I have just started playing it, and I think it's
What's it
great.
called again?
Suzerain or something, like I'm the Suzerain of this city
Oh,
state or whatever. So yeah, I'll put the image here. And the other thing I want to recommend is this podcast that I started listening to, and I've been binging, and I think it's quite funny. It's a podcast by Anubhav Pal, who's a comedian,
yeah.
and Kunal Roy Kapoor. who's an actor. It's called Our Last Week, and a lot of people already listened to it, but I started listening to it and I've been binging and I've been. It's quite funny. Like it's just a random comedy podcast. So I don't have much else to offer you guys this week. So anyway, that was this week's episode, and thanks for joining us on this one. It was a lot of fun, and we'll be back soon, hopefully. Anyway, see you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye bye.